everyone. Happy Monday. I think this might be the fifth week of this conversation series. I can tell you that we have crossed over. Yesterday was the 25th conversation, and you don't have to be great at math to realize that we are now in the second half. I am moving towards 50 rapidly, which is what it is. So I hope you enjoyed my two conversations this weekend with Raman and Ellen. I thought they were both spectacular. So I hope you felt the same way. And I know you're going to feel that way about today's conversation. She is a good friend of mine who I first met because she was a donor of the organization that I work for. And it very quickly became clear to me that she was way more than a donor. She's actually a great, great friend. So please, please, please join me in welcoming my friend, Shirley Nelson, to the screen. Hi, Shirley.
Hello. Good morning.
How are you?
I am very well.
Good. It's so nice to see you. I'm so happy you said yes to this. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, let's jump right into it, Shirley. First question. What are one or two things that you knew before you turned 50 that have served you well 50 and beyond?
Well, my mother died from breast cancer when she was 50, and I was 26, and then when I turned 50, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And all those years leading up to that, I had kind of always in the back of my head had this in my mind, and I'm sure there were worries that manifested themselves. I don't know how, but anyway, but I know now that worrying is useless, and I've been like 28 years since I had my diagnosis and surgery. And so I'm just considering myself to be a survivor. And the worry is like I said, it's useless.
Boy, that is really smart advice, Shirley, because how much time do we all give to what if, how will I do with this when this happens? And it doesn't change any of it.
No, it doesn't. And you just do the best you can, take care of yourself. And I think that's kind of why, the recovery wasn't strenuous but it was because I, had tried to remain active and healthy and fit. And so it's.
Gosh, that's great advice. I really appreciate that. I certainly try to not be someone who spends a tremendous amount of time worrying, but it's easy to do and hard to let go of.
Mm-hmm. It does. It is. It's kind of a habit, and it interrupts your sleep. Interrupts that space is taken by worrying that could be used for some other
better thing. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, that one's going to sit with me for a long time, Shirley, because it's you're the first person to reference that, and it's, boy, worry. We give it way too much power. So I appreciate that a lot. Okay. Next question. What is something you know now you wish you could go back and tell your younger self, and you can be as young in your younger self as you want to be?
Well, first of all, I'm not sure my younger self would be, too happy with getting advice from a old grandma, great grandma. So, but when I see my two granddaughters and my great granddaughter, I see my younger self. And I would tell them that as you get any time in life is to cherish your family and your friends, because oftentimes, those are the people that you're going to lose along the way. But so it's that time that you spend with them that is so critical and so important to your well-being.
Yeah, I really love what you said about seeing yourself in your granddaughters and your great granddaughter. That's really really lovely. I even sometimes see glimpses of myself in Quinn, and so it's different because he's a boy. But you do see those glimmers of some piece of who you used to be or still are, but just in a different form. I love that. That's really lovely. Okay, last question, Shirley. Tell me, what are some of the most joyful aspects of being 50 and beyond?
Yeah, it's beyond kind of that that I got I'm getting my most joy. But when I moved to my condo from my house, I had to do some serious downsizing. I mean, the arc came like 6 times to because my kids had so much of my crap that they just kind of said, no, no more. And but then oh, I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. But
You're doing great.
but I just recently, reasonably recently, 5 years ago or so, and just recently, I had started giving away some stuff that belonged to my mother and to my grandmother. And I gave my grandmother's dishes to my oldest granddaughter because she wanted them. I just didn't deposit them in their garage and leave. And I found out that she uses those, and that's her great grandmother, that she uses those dishes every single day. And if something breaks, say la vie, yeah, and put them in the dishwasher. It doesn't matter, but she uses them. And the other ones I gave, my mother's dishes, I gave to my grandson, and because his wife wanted them, and so, and I think it's just time to kind of then I can enjoy them enjoying them, rather than
them sitting in boxes in your basement or in your china closet. Yeah, it's funny. My mom gave Quinn my grandma's one of her sets of dishes too. He kind of likes that sort of thing. And so we brought them out to Los Angeles, and he's using them way more than my mom ever did.
Yep.
And that's fantastic. And if they break, I agree, then they break. Because what is the point of perfect dishes that never get used?
I know it. I know. It's just craziness. It's crazy. Well, and then I thought my daughter, who's she's the mother to my other granddaughter, Claire, said, oh, Claire doesn't want any of that stuff. And then I talked to Claire, and Claire went, I never said that. What about me?
Yeah.
So I've got to figure out what to do for her, but.
I think some of it is we don't always want the things our mothers want us to want, but we might want the things our grandmas want us to want. There is a difference when a grandma puts out an offer.
Yeah.
It feels different. I think we can take our mothers for granted a little bit, but we don't take our grandmas for granted quite the same way. So that's fantastic. I will be happy to hear what Claire gets from your collection. That's fun.
Well, Sherry kind of she has some stuff because she has a perfect house for it. It's an older house, and there's display cabinets, and so I may have to grab something from her back and get
Yeah, I think that if you gave it once, you can take it back and give it again.
Yeah.
Well, Shirley, anything else you want to share with us? This has been really lovely.
No, this is kind of like I'm just kind of relieved it's over.
Well, I want to share something that I think about from you and from our friendship that I know I will carry going forward. And that is that you say yes in really fantastic ways. And you are so, there isn't any other way to say this. So I'm just going to say it, and I trust that you will take it the right way. You're a lot older than I am, but I don't think about you as being any older than I am because you're so active physically, mentally, you're joyful, you're engaged, you're smart, you do all these things. You're still traveling out of the country all over the place, and you work with your daughter in her business, and you do all these things. And I take a lot of inspiration from you because you're the least older person I know. And I love that about you, Shirley. I never think to myself, well, I suppose I better go see Shirley. It's not about that. I get to go see you. And that is because you are so vibrant. You're ageless. And I think a lot of that is a choice.
Yeah.
You've chosen to be that way. And I think that's so important from every stage, 50 and beyond. We can all get old way before our time.
Mm-hmm.
And barring something really catastrophic happening physically, we can also choose to stay young way longer than we are perceived being young.
Well, not something that is something that I need to take away from you, that it's kind of all in your hands in a way. I mean,
Yeah,
catastrophic things can happen that you have no control over.
right.
Yeah.
Do you think that some of your, let's go with exuberance, is because your mother died so young and because you then had the potential to also die at the same time? I mean, do you feel like that gave you a different perspective on living as opposed to just being alive?
Well, I suppose so. You know, I kind of look at the negatives of her, of losing her so young. You know, what she missed and what I missed and what all my family have missed. But yeah, it's true, and that's why we just went to visit my old aunt, the only one I have left. She's 95, and my mother's sister, and uh, you know, that is she's kind of an inspiration.
Yeah.
You know, because she's still vibrant, and you know, I mean, she's 95. There's things that are not the same, but it's so good for us to go out, and I go with my daughter and to go visit them, and just to kind of be renewed a little bit, you know. Well, that's the same way with travel, and you were
Well, that is true. If you travel and aren't renewed, then you weren't paying attention on your trip, is
yeah,
kind of my thought. But yeah, 95 and still plugging along. It just, again, I think it proves that for many of us, living is a choice. How we show up every day is a choice.
mm-hmm.
So you can bemoan it, or you can say, all right, what's the adventure of today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you do that brilliantly well, Shirley. I find it really inspiring.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're
I
welcome.
just
My
loved
pleasure.
it. And it was fun to see you this bonus time. We'll consider it a bonus time, Shirley, because
Yeah.
I don't always see you that often. So thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year,
Thank
and I'll see you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Everybody else, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.